It is Tuesday, November 21st, 2017, and this is the Bottoms of the Barrel Comedy Show. Yay! This is being pre-recorded for our Thanksgiving episode and hopefully for YouTube and you fans out there in the audience, if we have any fans, if we have any, we actually did have audience, they have since run away. This is going to air on Q4 Radio, AM 1680, q4.org. Best way to hear us is on the website. And yes, we will have a lot of familiar voices. These are guests that have been on our show in the past, and they decided to come here and show you some of their comedy chops. I am your host, Thomas Bottoms.
Come
Yay!
on!
Yay! And we are recording right now at Shakers at 3160 North Clark, right near the Clark and Belmont cross section in the Belmont Brown Line, Red Line, and Purple Line stop. They have great drink specials tonight. I am currently partaking in their $4 well drinks. They also have $4 Fireball shots. And how much is your beer, Jason?
$3 domestics.
We got $3 domestics, which I don't know what that means. I know. The only beer I like is Famosa, which it's called Famosa in the United States. It's the Guatemalan beer, which they call Cerveza Gallo, which is the rooster beer. And I was trying to find Famosa in the store, and I couldn't find it because on the side they didn't have the rooster. I couldn't see the cock.
Oh!
Oh, yes, we're bad. Speaking about things and Thanksgiving just being 2 days away, I had the great fun of being on a radio show and talking about the Turkey Testicle Festival that's occurring Wednesday the 23rd and on Thanksgiving Day out in Huntingsville, Illinois.
Huntley.
There's
Same thing, we don't know where it's at.
It's somewhere out there where people eat turkey testicles. It's its 35th anniversary. For those of you who may not catch on or you're into sports, yes, I am talking about foul balls.
Oh!
And I'm not going to be insulting the patrons that go there because I don't like to aim for low-hanging fruit. But apparently what you do is you pay either $10 or $20 if you like to cut in line because you need that turkey testicle immediately. And it's not a 1 or 2 kind of scenario like you would think. They give you an entire cup of fried turkey testicles, which apparently the big ones are known to pop in your mouth.
Does it come with a sauce?
Yes. You have to eat it with a hot sauce, is what he states. You put hot sauce on anything, it's really good. I don't know, I'm kind of like, professional courtesy. I'm going to leave these turkeys be. That's not for me. I've been realizing, especially now that the holidays are here and I already have my post-holiday body, that I have failed at my goals. I went to a gay resort this summer. And I went during 4th of July. For those of you who don't know about gay resorts, 4th of July is basically prom. This is people who have worked out for all their lives, or at least 6 months. And then I was there. I was the Rice Krispie treat in a field of rotisserie chicken. I stayed in what was called the dorms, which meant that I had to share a bathroom. I'm one of those, there was 2 urinals against the wall and then a half door separating 2 commodes. You are always on display. I'm one of those people, like I'm high maintenance. When I go into the bathroom, if there is a lock on the bathroom door, I will use it. If there is a fan, I will turn the fan on. If I have had Taco Bell, I am going to turn on the faucet. If at some point during the bathroom, do not talk to me. Do not call my phone. Do not knock on the door to get my attention. I don't care what's happening right now. I am in the bathroom. If at some point you hear, ah! Thud, and blood seeps out underneath the door, that means I have died. and you need to leave my house. I was not amongst my own here. This was definitely not comfortable for me. After coming back, it's like, well, I need a plan for next year. I have to get my gym body together, so I started running on an elliptical while watching pornography. I like to set realistic body goals. I also have started doing something I know will work. Jane Fonda aerobics videos. Jane looks amazing. I don't care what you say. So she teaches us to do like knee lifts and the grapevine and this move. I guess it's called pay the landlord. I have not been evicted yet. There's a lot of shock and outrage. I know I'm shocked how many female comedians have come forward stating they've been sexually harassed. I'm unfortunately less shocked that none of them have come up with any comedic material out of it. I mean, once you read someone's getting a special picture, it's like, oh really, you can't come up with a joke like that? There's some simple ones, like, you know, is your other thumb opposable? I've seen one of those before. What does it do? Something that small would just make me feel loose. I don't know, any heterosexual males, would you stop sending those pics at those points?
I would have started.
You wouldn't have done that? No. Yeah, it's really crazy. I actually had a situation on being on the casting couch about 7 years ago. It was a voiceover audition. That was not a microphone, but it was a 30-second audition. You gonna send me a dick pic? Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't see my dick. It's
No. Yeah, everyone's shocked about it. I'm surprised about that, because, you know, I have the Kevin Spacey autobiography. He autographed it for me. Said, Thomas, thanks for taking it bareback. I was underage. I didn't know what to say at the time. Okay, what are we going to do? Yeah, we're doing new material. Oddly enough, two men who I have dated in the past year have both married women. You don't need conversion therapy, you have me. My parents couldn't afford conversion therapy when I was growing up, so I was allowed to watch Skinamax. And I watched them for the plot. Like, Vanessa really liked the guy, but the maid didn't like her, and so she took the Cabbage Patch doll and the hair from her brush, and then she stabbed it, and Vanessa was screaming, and then they all got naked. I didn't write these films, I just watched them. Okay, we're gonna see what we're gonna do. Oh, that's not good. I do hate modern technology, I really do. I mean, we now have the ability to know when we send a text message that they are ignoring us. It just says read, no one responds. People have called me on my cell phone to get a hold of me, and I'm just standing right there. It's like, yeah, I don't want to answer. What are we gonna do? I went to a really horrible birthday party recently. It was one of those birthday / I just broke up with my boyfriend parties. They started with playing Pet Shop Boys, and then the music got depressing. So we're gonna bring up our first comedian of the evening. This gentleman, he also runs a radio show with me, News, What News. He's the guy that makes me feel like I spacey other men, because you are a very bad influence, and you are a horrible influence to me.
Wait up.
You have a job, you do a show off of the Morris stop, and I still call you trashy. You are... So he has News What News every Tuesdays, 4 to 6 p.m. on Q4 Radio, AM 1680, Q4.org. He also has the Red Line Laughs. It's the third...
The Darren Super Fun Party Comedy Show.
Darren Super Fun Comedy Show.
Party
off
comedy
the
show.
Morris stop. Is it the third? Is it the second or third
Third
Friday?
Friday.
Third Friday of the month. Give a round of applause for Darren Marshall.
Thank you, Thomas. I make these things complicated just for you.
Yay!
First off, before we started filming, Thomas said, watch the marks, and it made me think, if it was the 70s and Carl Malden was acting, would they all have to look at Karl Marx? I don't know. Oh, come on. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And what better way to spend Thanksgiving than to clean up an oil spill on an Indian reservation? Let me do you believe that? It's like, no, we don't want to have the pipeline on our land. You're going to have it and you're going to like it. Boy, that sounds like sexual harassment. Anyway, no, and so they built the thing, and then while they were building it, they were basically the police were being really, really nasty to the protesters, extremely nasty. And I was just thinking today on my show out loud that what the protesters should have done, they should have learned from the people that were protesting the takeover at the National Parks office that the ranchers took over about a year ago, I think it was? About a year ago? Yeah. And they just should have thrown 2 years ago. They should have thrown adult toys at them. That would have gotten rid of that pipeline with a quickness. You know? So anyway, yeah, it's the holiday season.
Yay.
Yay!
And of course, it's all about the commercials, which I have a problem with commercials as it is. I mean, my problem with commercials all started with Matthew McConaughey. No, seriously. All right. I hate him so much right now from all those Lincoln commercials that I wish it was me pushing him into that damn pool. He drives me nuts. But now there's other commercials that are, like every Target commercial known to mankind is now bothering me. And Thomas, you could appreciate this. Come up with original music. Stop using other people's music. You're Target, for crying out loud. You could do this, you know. But the most recent one is, I think it's the Buick commercial sponsored by Sesame Street. Did you see this? It's got the Cookie Monster in it and Elmo.
Oh.
Yeah, Sesame Street is sponsoring a car like toddlers know how to drive. I mean, no, seriously, it's either because toddlers know how to drive or their audience watches Sesame Street, which worries me even more because they sell a car, they throw a sack of candy in the back of the seat, there you go. That bothers me. It's Christmas time. It brings back fond memories of me coming out to my mom. Yeah, it happens, you know. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So I came out to my mom Christmas Eve, and I said, "Mom, there's something I gotta tell you." She goes, "I always knew you were different." And I'm like, "Mom, why are you crying?" "I knew since you were 3. My mom's Mary Tyler Moore, by the way. "Oh, Rob! Oh, Rob! Oh, Mr. Grant!" It was kind of touching that my mom, she accepted me. She accepted me so much that a number of years later, when my younger brother got married, we were at the hotel after the marriage, or sometimes I call it funeral. It depends on who's getting married. And And I was walking past her, and she tugs at my shirt. She's like, "See that guy over there?" She's pointing at this guy who's got long, stringy black hair, about what, 5'4", wide, and 5'4" tall, 5'4" wide. And he looks like Danny Trejo, you know, Machete. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, "You like him, don't you?" And I'm like totally disgusted. I'm like, "Mom, that's like, oh God, Mom." But I guess she figured it out because I was walking past her later, and she tugged at my shirt again. She goes, "I'm sorry, honey." I'm like, "That's okay, Mom." And she goes, "I forgot you like them darker." So yeah, my mom's a P-flag mom, and she doesn't know it. So yeah, speaking of gay and Christmas, what better way to celebrate Christmas and being gay than getting a cup of Starbucks? Yeah, the new, yeah. I didn't look at it like a gay coffee cup. I looked at it like, ooh, something to color. Ooh, anyway. I think that's the way I am. I'm an artistic person. I said artistic, not autistic, although some people might disagree. And yeah. So it's been a crazy year with Herr President. I'm sorry, Donald Trump. Oops.
On face.
Oops. Yeah. First, people were mad because of blackface. Now people are mad because of orange face. So I just don't get it. Here's some. We were talking about all the allegations and stuff like that, and how people seem to have short-term memory when it comes to Trump and grabbing the cooch, grabbing the cooch, and I'm like saying to myself, okay, he is so bold about this fact that when he goes on, like when he travels to other countries and all, he shakes the hand of the ambassador of that country and then gives him his card which says Donald J. Trump, President, grabs the cooch. I just don't get it. How people could be so, short-term memory thing, But anyway, I guess that's my time. Yeah, I got it. So anyway, I'm Darren Marshall. Thank you.
Hi, Darren.
Darren Marshall, everybody, give him a round of applause. You can hear him every Tuesday on Q4 Radio, AM 1680, q4.org for news. What news? He also has the Darren Super Fun Comedy Show.
Super Fun Party Comedy Show. And on December 15th, it's actually Darren's Super Fun Holiday Party Comedy Show.
Yay, Darren! If you like this show so much, you can come see the same show again. You mentioned Donald Trump, and I have to say, looking at our current presidency, am I the only one who's having flashbacks to like a really bad James Bond film? Like we got the evil villain, he's got his little unique hairstyle, he has a beautiful glamorous evil wife with a beautiful glamorous daughter. Hillary Clinton makes a piss poor M. We just forgot to have James Bond. We need him to come save us. I don't know. I know the world is dealing a lot with overpopulation, and I always thought like education and contraception would probably help solve overpopulation. But I guess mass shootings are working too.
They're working.
Now our next comedian is being brought up on that. His name is a knife. He's going to cut through all of this. Give a round of applause for Oscar El Cuchillo Carvajal.
All right, man. This knife is going to cut through all the mass shootings anyway. That's what I'm going to do. Let me start off with a story that happened to me the other day. I went to the barber shop and it was pretty full. So the guy told me to wait by the door for my turn to get a haircut, and I was waiting by the door. This one guy who I never seen in my life, was leaving, he stops, he looks at me, he points at me, and he tells me, "Hey man, where do I know you from?" Right? This is what he tells me. So I tell him, "I don't know, dude. I don't think I know you. I don't think we've met," right? And this is what he says. He says, "Ah, you look like that guy that got killed on my block last summer, man." That's not all though. That's not all. This is what he says next. This is what he says next. He says, "But that's not you though, right?" So I give him a weird look. Like, what is wrong with dude, right? Like, what is wrong with him? He looks me up and down, and then he says, "Nah, that's not you." And he leaves the barber shop, right? Now, I want to make 3 points about this encounter real quick. 3 points about the encounter, right? Point number 1. What if that was me, right? Like, are we that cool with ghosts nowadays? That we just talk to them casually as if they were normal people, right? Because, like, I'm still afraid of ghosts, man. Like, I didn't get that memo. I didn't know we just walked up to them, you know? Like, y'all gotta let me know, man. 2, growing up, I saw, like, a lot of movies or, like, a plot of a certain episode of a TV show where the plot was that, like, a ghost would get, like, 24 hours to come back to Earth and, you know, like, right their wrongs, finish some unfinished business, visit their family or whatever. And I can't picture any of them ghosts going like, "Man, I can't wait to see my family, but let me stop and get this haircut real quick first," right? Like, I can't let my wife and kids hug me with this messed up ass lining I have, man. And 3, I Googled the guy he was talking about, and I did look like him. It was an honest mistake. All right. It happened to the best of us. I would have confused myself too. I don't know, man. Yeah, man. So Mexican, right? Got a little Mexican jokes. It's not what he has to do, right? I think I'm doing a Mexican. Like, I'm a real proud Mexican, right? Like, and it's not that I think that Mexicans are superior to everyone else, right? I mean, secretly I believe that, right? But publicly, we're all just human beings, man. It doesn't matter where we come from, right? I love being Mexican, though. As a Mexican comedian, I have like an advantage that other comedians from other Hispanic countries don't have, which is like, I could do a joke, like something real stereotypical, right? Something like a lot of Mexicans in one car or something like that, right? I was about to curse. Anyways, FCC regulations. Something about a lot of Mexicans in one car or some stuff like that. Every time I say stuff, I don't mean to say stuff, all right? Something about Mexicans in one car and stuff like that, right? And I can use the word Mexican or I can use the word Latino interchangeably. Like I could say, there was a lot of Mexicans that did this or a lot of Latinos that did this. And the joke will still hit because there's enough Mexicans in this country where we've built our own stereotypes. But I feel like people from other countries, they can't do that, right? Like, for example, if I was a Bolivian comic, right? And I were to do a joke, and then I would be like, "You know how we Bolivians do, right?" You'd be like, "No, dude, like, nobody knows what Bolivians do, right?" Like, because nobody's even met a Bolivian in their life, right? Like, is it even a real country, right? Or did the Illuminati just draw it on the map of South America somewhere, right? Is that where Obama keeps his FEMA camps at, right? Like, nobody knows. I actually know 3 Bolivians, right? Real nice people, real nice people. I'm thinking of changing the joke to Paraguayans. Because nobody knows any Paraguayans, right? Is it even a real country, right? Paraguayans? 2 Guayans? I don't even know 1 Guayan, nevertheless a pair of Guayans, right? That's a dumb twist. Alright. I said it wrong, I think, too. Anyways, yeah. Alright, let's get political. Let's do some political stuff for the FCC. You guys remember Steve Bannon?
Yeah.
Sadly.
Alright. You know, Steve. I don't know. I think people have such short memory. I want to share. This is my impression of Steve Bannon, right? This is my impression of Steve Bannon.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I used to hate people who used to give me toys instead of clothes for my birthday. As an adult, I just hate Jews, right? That's by Steve Bannon. Is that within the FCC? I don't know. Also, I'm in favor of killing Nazis, right?
Yeah.
I don't think punching them goes far enough, right? And I don't think killing Nazis should be a controversial statement in America, right? Like, our grandfathers fought these people, right? Well, not my grandfather, personally. Right? He was in Mexico not doing anything against fascism, right? But American people's grandfathers fought these people, right? Like, and the reason I'm very killing Nazis is because, like, these are grown people who choose this ideology, right? Like, these are people who come of age, they look at things, and they choose this ideology. It's not like they were born Nazis, right? It's not like the mother was in the hospital giving birth, the dad was in the waiting room, the doctor came out, and the dad was like, what is it? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? And the doctor was like, it's actually a Nazi. Right? Like, he was born with a little mustache and a hand like this and everything, right? His first words would hail Hitler. No, right? Like, no. These are grown adults who choose this ideology, right? These are grown adults who literally look at the most destructive and most important war in human history, and they say, I want to be like the losers of that war, right? They look like they have something going on there, man. That's my Nazi bit. All right. I'm having trouble feeling sorry for certain people that get robbed, right? Let me rephrase that. Most people that get robbed, it's not their fault, and I feel sorry for them, right? But if somebody tells you, don't go in that neighborhood after this certain hour, or you might get robbed, and you go in that neighborhood after that certain hour, and you end up getting robbed, that's kind of your fault, dude, you know? Like, I'm not feeling sorry for you, man. I'm not writing, are you okay, or hitting like on your Facebook post, right? Like, I'm not donating to your GoFundMe, man. As a matter of fact, next time I see you, I might try to rob you myself, man. Now I know you're stupid, right? Plus, now you got all that GoFundMe money, right? I got bills to pay, man. You know, it's like that old commercial, man. It's your money, but I need it now, right? All right, man. That's my time. Thank you very much.
Oscar El Cachulo Carvajal. Give him a round of applause. Yes. I relate to Oscar. I'm actually in therapy because I've started losing my compassion for other people. I just kept seeing groups of large people that they, if you had told me they had all died on their way home, I'd be like, oh, their family can mourn. I'm good. So I no longer watch the news or Donald Trump or anything involving Congress. No one's ever shocked them in therapy. I don't know why. I don't come across as well adjusted, I guess. I did get kicked out of my therapy group. Yeah, we were doing it. Yeah, we were doing an exercise of "You're dying now. What would you tell your younger self?" And everyone started crying. They're like, "Pursue your dreams. You can accomplish anything. Cherish your loved ones." They got to me. I said, "End it now, honey. It don't get no better." They're like, "How could you say that?" I'm like, "Look, if I'm dying now, I want to go out on a high note." As they access security dragged me out, I just shouted, "Remember, it's down the road, not across the street. Down the road, not across the street." Our next comedian, she calls me a brother from another mother. I haven't seen her in a while, not since her birthday of an age that she will not claim, because if she claims an older age, I have to claim an older age, and I no longer celebrate my birthday, but she remembers it. Give a round of applause for Patty Vaccarella.
Thank you for that intro. And Thomas, my birthday is coming up, so what'd you get me?
Got nothing but love for you, baby.
Oh, see, that's all I need. That is all I need.
Remember when we surprised her for her birthday?
That was pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
So I'm at that awkward age. I'm between menopause and death. It's weird, you know. I'm too old for Snapchat, and I am not ready for Life Alert, in spite of the fact that 7 months ago I got myself a new hip. People ask me a lot of questions about the hip, and the answer to the question most often asked is no, I don't have any more Vicodin left. So you need to stop asking, you degenerates. Getting older is tough, you know, you gotta watch what you eat. Can't drink like you used to. I used to drink double Grey Goose on the rocks with lime, and now I'm drinking turmeric tea. It's sad.
Aw.
You gotta watch the carbs, you gotta watch the fat, the calories, all that business. I found this product called Pasta Zero. I thought this would be great. It has 0 carbs, 0 cholesterol, and 0 chance of me ever buying this crap again. It was so bad, I seriously considered licking my dog's butthole to get the taste out of my mouth. Oh yeah, it was bad stuff. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about, you know, going home after work and having an adult beverage. Good thing. And I said, yeah, I had a couple glasses of wine when I got home. She said, oh, was your husband home? I'm like, no. Oh, you had friends over? No. Your neighbors? No. Oh, you were drinking alone? I'm like, look, it's not like I was huddled in my closet in the fetal position drinking generic vodka out of a paper bag. And as a matter of fact, no, I wasn't drinking alone. I have dogs. And you know, actually my dogs are better companionship than some people I've met in bars, present company excluded, because you're all fine and amazing people.
Indeed.
You know, but my dogs, they've never like run out on a bar tab on me and stuffed me with the bill. That's never happened. My dogs have never borrowed, you know, $50 to do a bump of cocaine. And when it's time for closing, my dogs are welcome to join me in my bed, and I really should have used a little more discretion when I was single, with, you know, now that I think about it. But what can I say? I didn't have dogs back then. What was I supposed to do? This thing on. Hello. Oh my goodness. I don't understand a couple things in this world. One of the things I really don't understand is adventure travel. I don't understand that at all. You know, you have these people, they want to travel to these remote and exotic locations, and they say, oh, I want to live with the indigenous people, and I want to eat what they eat, and I want to live like they do. But they want to pay thousands of dollars and travel thousands of miles for the privilege to do so. They just want to live like a poor person. I'll tell you what, if they want to do that, they can come crash on my couch for a week. I have no problem with that. If they want to like forage in my refrigerator, there's stuff in the back there. I don't even know what it is. Kind of tastes like chicken. And there's a good chance it's going to give you the runs. It'll be just like going to a third world country, I promise you. So weird. I recently did one of those do-it-yourself DNA tests. It was pretty cool. You know the thing, you swab the inside of your mouth and you send it off and they give you the results, and it came back pretty much what I was expecting. It was like 47% Italian. Yeah, I knew that. 20% French. All right. 14% Irish, which is a lot lower than what I'd always been told. My mom had always told me I was half Italian, quarter Irish, quarter French. So what made up the rest of it? Wasn't sugar and spice and everything nice. 13% Scandinavian. What? Where? Where do you see Scandinavian here? I'm not tall. I don't have blonde hair. I don't have those typical gigantic, huge Scandinavian blue eyes. You thought I was going to say boobs, right? I didn't get those either. Sure didn't. There is nothing here that says Nordic princess. No, this look kind of screams mafia mistress.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do one of my favorite things for you guys. I'm gonna do some impressions.
Woo!
Because I like them.
Yeah.
First one is very, very seasonal right now.
Woo! Yeah.
Ikey.
Yay!
Next one is a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys didn't know this was gonna happen, did you? I was a weird kid, what can I say? And then the last one, this one is a cougar. Bartender over here, I need a double Grey Goose on the rocks, please. Thank you very much. That's my time, I'm Penny Beccarella.
Give a round of applause for Patty Beccarella, the leopard lady of comedy, and she just lets it all hang out.
Yeah.
Just a gal.
Oh, good. Patty, I just want to say we need to ship you to Alabama so maybe the other senators won't chase 14-year-olds and they'll be tempted by your horse sounds. I don't know if that works. We need something to fix it.
Probably.
Yes. Our next comedian, he was here for our first show. I haven't seen him in a while. He has, like many of the comedians tonight, said, "Oh, do we have to obey the FCC regulations?" And the answer is yes. Yes, we do. Now, I will be more inclined to forgive you if you take advantage of the Shaker's drink specials. They got $3 domestic bottles. What are domestics? All right, they got
One syllable,
one syllable.
monosyllabic.
Monosyllabic.
Violence.
Is that like Bush, PBR,
Yeah.
Budweiser?
Go straight hood, go 9. What's that? 411.
Bud Light.
That's Steel Reserve. It's just got a number.
312? Oh, 312. Oh, okay. All right. There's also $4 Fireball shots, which I really love, but I have to avoid because I love them too much. And $4 well drinks. Thank you. Here at Shaker's, 3160 North Clark. I'm your host, Thomas Bottoms, and I obviously no longer
Best
remember
martinis.
where I am. The $4 well vodka makes a good martini.
This is a good martini.
That's a good martini. He's having his pomegranate martini. He's getting that, I've
I'm
had
on
a
the
little bit too
blueberry.
much. Oh, you on the blueberry.
I mean raspberry.
Okay. Oh, I did want to ask Patty Beccarella if she could have done the turkey sounds for one of those who had donated to the Testicle Festival in Huntsville, Illinois. Like, would he be more soprano? All right, we're bringing up our next comedian. You should have been brought up a minute ago. Tim Weishelbaum.
Woo!
Thanks for having me. How about a hand for Thomas the Purple Dinosaur?
Yeah!
So I will be doing about 2 minutes of raw comedy and 8 minutes of trying not to say the C word or we get it. So I come from a long line of, I don't know about you guys, but a long line of genealogists. So my family has a rich history of family history. They're like, be something else. We got a handle on this. I'm actually practicing right now, as we speak, to become a boat act someday. Someday. You know, so you guys having a good cruise so far? Oh, just felt a wave or something. I don't know about you guys. Now, if I was actually like a boat act, my opening line would just be, okay, so we're on a boat. This is depressing. Well, fun for you guys. I got a beer for 4 months. The second I got on this boat, I got venereal disease. You guys enjoying the buffet? Didn't even get it from the food. I don't know. Didn't have sex with anyone. So So no, I'm not gonna go about it. I don't know, I live in Lakeview right around the corner here, 'cause, you know, I chose an area with a rent is high 'cause I like a challenge and also mainly I just like to view lakes mostly. It's mostly my parents. And moving on. So we're at about 5 seconds of comedy so far. Someone got mad at me because I used the word asynchronous in a bar. They're like, it's too fancy. We can't use that word. You're a physicist at CERN or something, man. Back to intelligentsia. It's fun. It's my favorite coffee brand. This is the most arrogant sounding word you could possibly pronounce. You can't say it without sounding like a jerk. You can't be like, what's your favorite coffee brand? Intelligentsia. No. It's not your favorite brand. Your favorite brand is intelligentsia. So anyway, I'm on a low-carb diet. Sorry, Chicago. Sorry. Ooh. Haven't made a single friend since making that decision. Can't get food anywhere in Chicago. It's kind of like going to Portland and saying that coffee is gross or something. It's kind of Chicago's thing. Carbs, you know, man? Like, I really wanted a pizza the other day. Only way to get a pizza on a low-carb diet is to take the crust off or replace it with garbage. And so you can get like a sausage crust. Yeah, real clever. Real creative. I'll give them credit. Okay, you take the cheapest ingredient, just put it on the bottom. Illuminati hooks it up, they don't care. It wasn't that bad. They'll make a crust out of anything. Anchovies. Just give them the money. I tried. Another option if you really want a crust that's somewhat like bread is to make something called cloud bread. Ooh, real trendy bread from the clouds. Tried making it. It's just 4 ingredients, real exciting ingredients. Eggs. Yeah. Coconut flour, because coconuts, those are grown in Italy. Mozzarella cheese, okay, another topping, smart. And then the most exciting ingredient, cream cheese, more okay. Because when I think of a crispy pizza crust, I really imagine there's a lot of cream cheese in there. So I'm still hungry. Still extremely hungry since then. Someone I know got offended that they got called a hoarder. And I was like, well, if that word offends you, either stop being a hoarder or hoard cooler stuff. Like, if we really think about it, there's some famous hoarders that just got away with it. Like Michael Jackson was probably the most famous hoarder of all time. He just stored really cool stuff that was worth keeping. Like, I don't know, the Beatles catalog. Yeah, okay. You can hold on to that one in your attic for a couple years. Or just write some songs, and people. That wasn't the most exciting thing he had going on. Like, obviously, we didn't call him on it. So I think everyone should be writing more songs. I encourage musical literacy. Boy George, brilliant. He could write a bridge like nobody's business. My God. If you're ever wondering if he was a soul or not, just look at any picture of Boy George. I don't care if he's in his 50s at the time. Look in his eyes. If you don't see any beauty in there, you have no heart. So I'm almost done. 30 seconds of comedy so far. I don't know how I feel about the metric system, you know, man. Like, if I was dying in the hospital of a gunshot wound and they told me how much blood I was losing in metric, like milliliters, I'd be like, get out of here. Tell me in pints. I don't drink in terms how close I am to. You got about 2 pints left until you're dead. But I just like to be thirsty. You got Heineken at this emergency room? I'll get out of here and there's more to that, but it's not radio friendly. And if I'm on YouTube, I apologize for the way I look. Commenters, for God's sake, leave me alone. All right, so I saw a centipede on my wall the other night. I went to, like, scare it away, just to scare it off, just to mess with it. It actually ran away, like, to try to survive. I was like, come on, dude. You're a centipede, you're about to die, just let it happen, dude. Like, I know how karma works. pretty sure you're not gonna be worse off than Centipede in your next life. Well, I just assume that centipedes all believe in reincarnation or something. I don't know. So I had a good time. Thank you guys for me on and everything.
Tim Marshallbaum. You can catch him right now on Netflix, Stranger Things 2. I love the first season of Stranger Things. It taught me that, you know, sometimes that sex so good you let your best friend die. Am I the only one who watched Stranger Things? Did you get other lessons from that show? That's all I got. That's all I got. Our next comedian, she has been a guest on the radio show Bottoms of the Barrel, AM 1680 Q4 Radio on Q4.org multiple times. I'm glad to have her here tonight. I'm excited to see what she brings. Give a round of applause for LaSalle.
Yeah!
Ooh, that's the most exercise I got today. One step. Hey, how's everybody?
Woo!
All right. For those that don't know me, my name is LaSalle. I'm 49 years old. I am single, and if you haven't noticed, I'm just a little bit overweight. I started out this year, I said that I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to get a man. So far, I've gained 15 pounds, and I've been on 2 dates. Not really working out like I hoped. I started out with this comedy game pretty late. That stripper thing didn't work out. Didn't make a lot of money there. Tried being an airline stewardess. I couldn't fit between the aisles. Kept bumping into people in the side seats. They didn't like that. But yeah, so my weight loss journey started like most people. It started at the doctor's office. Like, the doctor's always trying to get you to lose weight, right? And I didn't have a problem with that except it was the eye doctor. Like, why would the eye doctor tell me I need to lose weight? What is it, my pupils too fat? I need to do some eye curls? My eyes aren't even that big. Like, I don't understand this. The doctor said, well, we need to work on your portion control. I said, I get that. Instead of 6 wings, I eat 4. Like, I don't understand why this weight won't come off. I tried the lean cuisines and the healthy choices. And they said you're supposed to eat until you're full. Well, after a couple of them, I am full. Like, I don't understand this. You see those little portions. I tried Slim Fast. That didn't work because I keep dipping cookies in my Slim Fast drink. I don't understand it. When I bought those Skechers shoes, they're supposed to help you to lose weight. They really don't work when you drive. Like, I don't like, really, what is this about? I'm going through a lot of things. Like I said before, I'm single. How many single people we got? Woo! Woo! Yeah. Being single is really hard. I don't know if you guys have tried it, but I tried online dating. And online dating is horrible. Okay? So I'm talking to this guy online, and he says, hey, why don't you send me a picture of yourself? I said, okay, I sent him a selfie. He sends me a picture of his penis. Now, I can appreciate a penis pic every now and then. If you're going to send me a penis pic, at least have the courtesy to comb the hair around it, put some lotion on it, okay? Make that penis look presentable. I am so tired of looking at these rusty penises. Like, really. Help a sister out, okay? Yes. I had this one guy send me a picture of his penis. It was so big it came across in 2 texts, 1 and 2. Hello. Oh. You know? This other guy sent me a picture of his penis. It was so old it was on a cane. Like, did you take this with a flip phone? I don't understand this. He said, well, send me a picture of your vagina. I said, okay. I put the phone down there. The phone went blank. I don't even know what my vagina looks like. I have not seen it in years, okay? He said, well, send me a picture of your breast. I said, okay, but I can't send but 1 breast at a time because I need 1 to hold the breast and 1 to hold the camera, unless I take it the long way. Then I get both of them. Yeah, so pretty much how my dating life has worked out. Instead of weight loss goals. I said I'm gonna set relationship goals. One of my relationship goals is I want to be able to fit into a man's arms without him having to hold him out so wide like this. Like, dude, really? Do you have to do that? I want to be able to sit on my guy's lap without him. Those are all the grunt. I don't understand why you're doing all that, sir. I want to be able to wear the free T-shirts. You know when they give out free T-shirts, why they never in the 2X? Like, I don't understand this. It's always so small. You know? Tired of cutting up my shirts just so they'll fit. It's hard out there. I find out that the bigger I get, I'm gonna have to shop in the transgender section. Like, really? Like, I want to be with a guy whose shoe size is bigger than mine and I wear 11. Like, is that too much to ask for? What else is going on? My kids. How many of you got grown kids living with you? I tell you, it is hard. I tried to be the worst parent possible so that my kids would grow up and move out, but it backfired. I have left my kids at the fire department, the police station. These kids still come back. Okay? I imagine that I will be in a nursing home and my kids will have sleeping bags. Tell my mom, what you cook? I told my daughter the other day, I said, I need you to go to the store for me because I was making cornbread and I forgot some milk or something. My daughter was like, Mom, how could you forget the milk? How could you forget the milk? I said, the same way I forgot to wear a condom when I slept with your daddy. Oh! I forgot the milk. I love my kids. They get on my nerves. I'm in my room the other day, mad at my own business, and they hear these sounds coming out my room. Pretty much like, more. I was watching the Food Network. Like, I don't understand why they are sitting around my room. So, what else I got? Well, you guys are a great crowd.
Yay!
I recently found out that my son is gay.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So, I had no idea. Yeah, I know. But anyway. So, I found out he was gay and it really hurt me. Because I was like, why my son? What could have happened to my son to make him be gay? And then I thought about it. All his life he saw me naked. Like, it just really destroyed his idea of what a woman's body should look like. Like the two little towels trying to run from a bathroom to the bedroom. It messed him up in the head. Yeah. Now I know that joke may be a little harsh for some people, so I told my son about it. And my son, he laughed. He was like, Mama, you're so crazy because it's true. So, yeah, anyway, that is my time. My name is LaSalle. You guys
Round of applause for LaSalle, everybody. Yes. Ooh. Oh, LaSalle, don't worry. Just because I'm gay doesn't mean I'm going to try and date your son. I don't...
He likes
no.
men.
Oh!
Alright, that's okay. That's okay. I don't need a man with no job, no car, and who live at his mama's house. I'm good. And that's your house, and I commend you for being able to take care of him. Alright? Sheesh. Our next comedian, I forgot to bring in the little stand, if you could pass it to me. It's the comic book underneath the notepad. Our next comedian, I have done some filming with him. He's the closest I'll ever get to feel like I've actually Weinsteined somebody, which I don't think I have. But we hope to one day do a comic book review show on this comic book called Cat Claw from 1980 Yugoslavia.
Oh my God.
It's like a female version of Spider-Man, except she gets bitten by a radioactive cat by her, while her boss Clint Eastwood roams around. Like, I don't know what that is. And then on her way home, her roommate in college messes with a biker gang that decides to attack her in the park. And before she can save her curly-haired friend, for some reason she loses her clothing on page 10 and introduces us to her curly-haired friend. She then puts on her best pair of panties and goes running in the park to go beat up muggers. Cat claw. Oddly enough, there were Spider-Man issues where he kept running around in his tiny whities, and I didn't like those. So our next comedian, I do like him a lot. He is part of the Blue Line Laughs, the second and fourth Thursday of the month at Independence Tap, right there off the Blue Line in Irving Park, Pulaski stop, just down the street from Fish and Go. Give a round of applause to Zach Zajac!
Give it up for Thomas Bottoms, everybody.
Yeah.
God, I love working with Thomas Bottoms because he talks about straight people the same way that my dad talks about gay people. Like suspiciously. Like every time I see him, I think he's gonna ask me, Zach, have you ever tried not being straight? And the answer to that is I was a performance art major in college.
Okay. I don't got me.
How many people here watch cable news?
I do.
I said by round of applause, but I guess you can verbalize it too. Yeah, I recently realized that I watch too much cable news. I watched so much CNN that I actually grew a pair of depression mutton chops. Which, if that's never happened to you, depression mutton chops are a lot like a depression beard, but so much worse. Like a depression beard is what happens when you get so sad you forget to shave. Depression mutton chops happen when you get so sad you forget to shave mid-shave. I looked like a fat Wolverine. It's not nice. My favorite cable news network is Fox News, because I think it's essentially just Catholic school for adults. Homophobic sexual predator tells you lies for money. Only way it could be more like Catholic school is if Steve Ducey came out of the TV every morning and beat me into an inch of my life. Some of you didn't laugh at that, that's okay. I didn't laugh at that either when it happened to me. My favorite person on Fox News is Tommy Lauren. Any Tommy Lauren fans in here?
No, please.
Better question, how many people know who that is? Awesome. Boo hiss. I love Tommy Lauren because I don't think she's a person. I think she's a conservative monster, like literally. I think she's a Frankenstein made out of the discarded remains of Bill O'Reilly's career. And I know, Frankenstein's the name of the doctor. Oh yeah, if I want to call her anything, it's Frankenstein's asshole. Oh yeah. I'm just a huge fan of Republicans in general, because I actually lost my virginity to a Republican. Which is weird considering they're not normally known for their acts of charity. I love so many things about the Republican Party, like their tax plan. How many people here have read the Republican tax plan? All right, enough people for me to proceed with this joke. I love the Republican tax plan because it is the most creative piece of legislation that I have ever read. For those of you who aren't Darren or Mike, how it works is basically they're going to start by giving a huge tax cut to the rich. And then they're going to pay for it by burning down the middle class for the insurance money. Which most economists agree will work if they make it look like, you know, an electrical thing maybe. My favorite Republican is Ted Cruz. I love Ted Cruz, which are words that nobody has ever said ever. Ted Cruz has all the charisma of a wasting disease. Like in high school, he was voted most likely to become the BTK. But I love him because he has phenomenal daddy issues. The man is anti-refugee, despite the fact that his father is a refugee. That is a level of screw you, Dad, I can only aspire to. Like, where's that speech? Refugees are coming over here, taking our jobs, destroying our culture, and never, ever coming to our piano recitals. Even though they know we practiced all night, we stand there blinking away at hot cross buns, staring at the sentences for dead. He's not there.
Oh, baby, it'll be all right.
It's 2016. I myself am a progressive person. Any other progressives out there? Like I'm a very progressive person. Like progressive politics is the closest I come to a religion. What I mean by that is I worship Bernie Sanders as Jesus.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. They're both socialist Jews born in the 1st century. In fact, the only difference between the two is that Bernie is a senator from Vermont and Jesus is not real. Now, I'm in a very progressive relationship. Our idea of date night is overthrow the fascist paradigm and chill. Like, I'm starting to get worried, though, that my girlfriend is more liberal than I am. Like, for example, in this year alone, she has gone on over 170 protests. Wow. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Some of you didn't laugh.
I was just laughing.
Let me just tell you, you are incorrect. That is a brilliantly written joke, and it's also the closest thing to Shakespeare most of my audiences have ever come to hear.
Yeah, there you go, baby. Educate.
I believe in a lot of progressive causes. Like, for example, I'm pro-choice. Anybody else pro-choice?
Yes.
I'm pro-choice because I'm also an existentialist. And you don't see a lot of pro-life existentialists running around. You never see anybody in front of a Planned Parenthood with a sign that says, "Death begins at conception!" Now, only a couple of you laughed at that one, and I think it's because you were fact-checking me and going, "Zach, that's actually nihilism. Existentialism would be life which lacks any inherent meaning or value begins at conception." I realize you switched it to death because explaining existentialism in a punchline is really difficult, but still, like, come on, bring your A game, buddy. I hear you, audience, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep bringing this show to a grinding halt. This is going to be my last joke, though, so sing along if you know the words. I'm also a socialist. Anybody else a socialist?
Yeah.
I love socialism because it is the only way that I get laid. Or at least that's what my dad thinks every time the topic comes up. "Ah, you don't believe in that socialism crap. You just say you do to get chicks." You know what, Dad? You're right. I mean, I haven't been single a long time, but when I was, whew, that was my move. I'd walk into the club like Bernie Sanders on a Viagra binge. Find the woman with the biggest sense of civic responsibility, and I would pounce.
Hello, good looking. I believe that the excess wealth of a society must be devoted to the welfare of its underclass. And now that I performed what the kids today call a panty dropper, would you like to accompany me to the malt shop?
Thank you guys for listening. So patiently, I've been saying, keep in the audience. Give it up for Tom's Matters again!
Zach Zajac, everybody!
Yeah!
Who I like to nickname Triple Z. Like Zach, my people ask me, is Bottoms your real last name? It's like, no, my last name is Swallows with a Z. My last name does begin with a Z. The reason I didn't keep it is that in 4th grade I had to do that little exam where you have to come up with adjectives to describe yourself. No kid wants to be zesty. We're bringing our next comedian. He knows a lot about religion, but won't tell it to us. He has a whole bunch of alphabet letter pens, but he only wore 2 of them. Give a round of applause for Jeff Hawks.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Let's give it up for Tom.
Yeah!
Come on, man. Hosting a great show. Oh, wow. I was actually regaling myself about the first time I've ever been on stage doing comedy. It was actually in Chicago. Yeah. I had a friend come with me, and he actually gave me some words of encouragement for the first time going on stage. He said, go out there and break a leg. And before I got on stage, I looked at him and said, why would you ask me to do something so horrific? Seriously, that's like literally the last thing I want to do when I get up there. And he tried to like tone it down by saying, no, it's meant for good luck. I'm like, who thinks that's good luck? Seriously, who thinks flat out a major injury causing massive pain is considered a token of good luck? I've never literally thought, wow, I need to get a root canal, but man, look at my luck now. Matter of fact, to be honest, my bookie said something almost similar to breaking my leg. I don't think he meant it as good luck. Matter of fact, it kind of reminds me. Anybody got like $100 they can lend me after the show? Talk to me afterwards. Anyway, but after all that, since I got that wonderful introduction about my religion, which is, you know, an oxymoron, considering the fact that I'm an atheist, and it's really a hard time to be in America to be an atheist, especially now. I actually got insulted being an atheist, just for being an atheist. Someone told me that because of me being that, I was destroying Christianity. And all I could think was, me? Little old me? I think you're putting a lot of faith in my capabilities, sir. I think my high school guidance counselor and you would have a wonderful argument on that subject. But me? How bad is your religion if I can destroy it? Seriously, Christianity has been going on for hundreds of years now, but I come along and destroy it completely by just not believing in it. Yeah, this Christianity thing was going great until Jeff came along. Screw that guy. But I came to the show thinking about all the jokes I would use. For one, I was told that this would be on the radio and on YouTube, so I can't use the F word, which is like my favorite word. I'm actually kind of depressed I can't use that word. For the longest time growing up, I didn't even know it was a word, because my father has been using it for a comma the whole time I was growing up. Sometimes as an exclamation point, but that's only when he was really angry. But I decided I was going to go on a rundown of what has happened in 2016. So shall we go in
Yes!
review 2016, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Things that have made me upset in 2016. Granted, I will try to tone it down because I only have 10 minutes. Otherwise, if I went through everything, we could be here for a couple days. Let's start with the topic mainly that upset me.
a Nazi rally in Charlottesville. Yeah. That upset me. And I call it a Nazi rally. And granted, I have gotten some feedback from that, angry feedback, by saying, hey, it was not a Nazi rally. They were there to protest the destruction of a Confederate statue. And at that point, I decided to say, well, you know what? They didn't really strike me as historic statue aficionados. I'm sorry. The guys with tiki torches? Not really. I must have missed their message between blood and soil and Jews will not replace us. I missed the message. But that march meant a lot to me. Made me that angry. Because they tried to treat those people like they were normal people. They interviewed one of them, a very overweight guy in a literally World War II Kaiser helmet. Interviewing him like he was a normal citizen, asking why he was here. And he said, well, you know what? I'm here because you're going to destroy a historic document. Historic statue. And I'm upset because I believe that minorities will be the death of me. And all I could think was like, diabetes might be the culprit in that particular incident. I don't think you need to blame that on minorities. Not to mention, let's talk about that World War II Kaiser helmet you're wearing. Because I grew up watching Hogan's Hero, and you are Schultzy. I'm sorry. The whole time you were doing that interview, I was expecting you to say, I know nothing. You didn't say it. I'm disappointed. But what really made me angry, other than a death, which honestly upset me, but mainly also the fact that they brought David Duke to that rally, and they interviewed him, and man does he look haunting looking. Literally, the years have not been kind to David Duke. Have you seen him in that interview? Did anyone look at that? He looks like a Botox malpractice suit just waiting to happen. Seriously, looking at, just being forced to look at him should be considered a hate crime. He's the only white supremacist that many of my African American friends encourage to wear the white hood so they don't have to look at him. They tried to make him relevant. But 2016 has also brought us a lot of other pain. Our president, obviously, is very upset at the NFL. Because they're kneeling during the anthem. And a lot of people are also upset about that as well, you know? Like, how dare they do that? It's a national anthem. They should be proudly standing there with their hand on their heart. And I always laugh at the people angry at the kneelers, because you do know that at any given day at a sporting event, during the anthem, there's a good to fair chance that there's some overweight dude with half his body painted, ordering his second helping of nachos. But yeah, sure, let's get angry at the black guy kneeling. That sounds productive. It's a football game. You do know that, right? It's a football game. Their object is to take the ball from one end of the field and take it to the other. And in between that, they'll sell you pickup trucks and light beer. I wouldn't call it a patriotic endeavor. It's not like the football players are getting suited up to storm the beaches of Normandy, okay? It's a football game. Get over it. How much time we got? 1 minute?
Yeah.
Wow.
Rock and roll.
Let's talk about atheism one more time. Who are my atheists in the room, by the way? Anyone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you so much.
Let me get in.
5. All right. I want to end on this note, because I want to say I respect all religions. I am an atheist. I think you should go to church if you believe in it. Read your Bible, whatever religion it is. That's fine. But when you use it to attack other people, no. And I got flack for that because I was told I was recruiting, by me being an atheist, I was recruiting other people. And I'm sorry, but atheists do not recruit other atheists. Okay, it's not like we're going door to door knocking saying, hey, have you chosen no one as your Lord and Savior? Then maybe atheism is for you. I mean, I don't have to recruit atheists. You Christian conservatives are doing a fine, good job before I can even do that. And I thank you for that so much. And that's my time.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Jeff Hawks, give him a round of applause. Oddly enough, I had an argument with my mother recently. She was telling me the story of Samuel, and I'm like, I don't know that story. And she's like, you know, in the Bible, Samuel, and I'm like, I know those words, I don't know that story. You never took me to church. I thought she would remember that growing up, but apparently she didn't. And I do worry sometimes that I am judged by society because I don't go to a particular building on Sunday mornings and give money to that building, as many of their followers for most of my life have told me I'm going to hell unless I discover vagina. I don't know. My aunt one time, she gave me a video called On the Wings of Eagles, which is about gays and lesbians who found Jesus and then heterosexuality. But she was still the sports fan, and he still went out dancing Saturday nights. So I don't know what that is. And I couldn't do it anyway, because it would be like, you know, I'd go to church on Sunday morning, and then I would go to Steamworks on Sunday afternoon. It's like I'd spend my whole day kneeling. Like you said, an NFL player, people would complain. Our next comedian, he has been a guest on the radio show Bombs of the Barrel. He drove all the way out here from the suburbs. Give a round of applause for Adam Hare.
Woo! Everybody, one more time for Thomas for hosting the show.
Yeah!
Being a good radio show host, good comic. Lord, I just want to start out with this. I got to get this out of the way because it's bothering me. I recently, for the past 7 years, I've kept like kind of a stubbly beard and a mustache. And for the first time in 7 years, I shaved it off and I'm just starting to grow it back. And I realized as soon as I got done shaving why I kept that beard for so long. It's because without it, I look like an awesome lesbian. I look like a great lesbian. And I'm nothing against lesbians. It's just that brought back, you know, hard times when I was younger and single. And, you know, I'd see a nice girl in a flannel shirt and a pickup truck, and she'd take me home. And she was wrong about who I was. And she'd take my pants off, and she'd go, God, that's the most average-sized clitoris I've ever seen. But I did it for my wife. My wife wanted to go as 3 of the lesbian characters from Orange is the New Black for Halloween. And to answer your question, yes, I was Big Boo.
All right, Big Boo.
Yeah. I'm good at Halloween too. I always stay in character. Like this Halloween, I took a little bit of tuna juice from the can and put it right under my nose. Just to stay in character. Just to stay in character. Yeah. My wife, or as I call her, my sugar mama. Not because she's rich, because she beat diabetes. It's just, you know. Yeah, my wife is a good. She's a good woman. She's a good woman. My wife is half Chinese, which doesn't really mean anything in our relationship, except for the fact that she always wins when we play Are My Eyes Closed or Not?
Oh, no.
You know that little game you play when you're a kid, like, if my eyes closed, wins every time. She can win it just by smiling big. Awesome. But, yeah. Sometimes we disagree. We were going to get a dog. We were planning on getting a dog, and I did all the research. I told her, I said, honey, I got this. Did all the research, and I came to her, I said, I got it. Perfect dog for us. Pug. Perfect activity level, likes to cuddle. Perfect size. She's like, no, pup. Just one pup. It's like, all right, second choice, English Bulldog. Again, good activity level. They're friendly. They're good with kids. We want to have a baby. She's like, no. Nothing with a pushed-in face. This is what she gave me. So no pug, no English Bulldog, no Maggie Gyllenhaal. My options are limited. We don't agree on everything, but what we do agree on are Liz and Dave are jerks. Let me explain. I know it takes some backstory. when we had our wedding, there were some friends of friends. You know, you ever been to a big wedding and there's like people that you just kind of know that they're there? These people happened to be in Chicago that weekend. We said, you know, we'll invite them. They're friends of friends, whatever. Liz and Dave are millionaires. Literally millionaires. And we said, all right, invite them. They're fun people, whatever. That night when we were opening up the cards, whatever was in their card fell out and hit the ground. And I was like, oh, let me get that. I get down on the ground, and I found a $20 bill. And I kept looking. Because that's what you do when you open up a wedding card from a millionaire and find a $20 bill. You keep looking. But it was not there. And a week after we got back from our honeymoon, my wife called me at work. She said, Adam, I'm writing thank you notes for people. And I got to them, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So you guys are going to help me here tonight. I've got a couple of options for thank you notes to send to Liz and Dave. All right? And you're going to tell me which one you think is the best. Number one, dear Liz and Dave, thank you so much for the $20 gift that you gave us at our wedding. I used it to take Jessica to the movies. She told me the flick was great. Love having Jessica.
Nice.
Dear Liz and Dave, thank you so much for the $20. I immediately took it to the bank and turned it into pennies because we all know how much fun it is to pinch them. Love Daddy Warbucks, Adam Hare, and his wife Jessica. Option number 3. Thank you, Liz and Dave, for the $20 gift at our wedding. It's exactly what my grandmother would have given me had I been born Jewish at my bar mitzvah. Just kidding, Jews are way more generous than you. Shalom, Adam and Jessica Hare. Option number 4. Dear Liz and Dave, thank you so much for the $20 gift. Unfortunately, we do have some bad news. We came back from our honeymoon and found out that our pet parakeet, Uncle Moneybags, has fallen ill and requires surgery. The vet said it will cost exactly $21. We cordially invite you to the memorial service for Uncle Moneybags. Your partners in Christ, Adam and Jessica Hare. Yeah, that one's my personal favorite. You want to have a baby. You want a healthy baby. My idea of healthy baby, though, is I think it might be off because I watch CNN a lot. I'm a big CNN hound. And for some reason, every month there is another story about a child that was born with, like, deformities. And they talk about, you know, that child's story. It's always a little heartstring tuggy, you know. But I think sometimes they go too far. The first one that I saw ever was about a girl who was born with 8 appendages. 4 arms, 4 legs, and she could move them all independently. And the doctors came along and said, we can help the parents out, we can make her normal. Normal! She was worshipped as a god. I don't know about if you guys know this, but in India, they have a god with many arms and legs. People were coming from everywhere, giving this kid money, because it looked like a statue. Right? And then they took her for a 14-hour surgery to make her normal. Normal! Screw you. You know what they took from that girl? She could have been the world's best masseuse. Yeah, my back's tight. I got an 8 o'clock with Spider Girl. It's going to be... Could have been the world's best mountain climber. No shit. Oh, sorry. She could have been the world's best mountain climber. And she's Indian, so you could have named her Sherpa. It would have fit. You know? They took from this girl. It really bothered me. You know? And then another one came along. And this one was a little boy. And he had 2 functional penises. Settle down, ladies and Thomas. They were not both in the front. There was one in the front and one in the back above the tailbone. Both completely functional. That's right. Somebody gave birth to the first human water wiggle. Or as he's known in Boys Town, the luckiest Pierre. And again, the doctors came along. We're going to give him surgery, make him normal. No! Normal? Give him a the surgery, the only thing I'd give him if I was his dad is a hula hoop to practice for his career in pornography. Just you're getting us out of here, Slumdog. Come on, practice. Oh, I guess I really want an X-Man. That's all I want. Healthy X-Men. Everybody, thank you so much. My name's Adam here. I'm going to bring Thomas back up here.
Right.
Adam Hare, everybody. God, I'm sorry to hear about those people with their limbs being removed.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like, my street name is No Mess Thomas, but that one boy could have been Double Penetration Pete. Our next comedian, she just came back from New York City. She's come back from filming. She's appearing all over the place. The last time I saw her was at the memorial for Miss Nikki, the cancer queen of comedy. May she rest in peace. Sending love to her family. Our headliner, her and I, we took the stage, the karaoke. We were the first performers. We chose to sing Fire and Desire.
Oh no.
By Rick James and Tina Marie.
I was there.
Our headliner chose Rick James, and we tried to expand my Madonna vocals to Tina Marie. To explain to the white people, the Fire and Desire is 7.5 minutes long. Tina Marie shows up at 3 minutes 40 seconds, howling, and she continues to howl throughout the entire song. Our next comedian was told, will someone please put these dogs out of their misery?
Yes.
Give a round of applause to Chevy Debbie!
Hey everybody, give it up for Thomas.
Yeah, yeah.
Bottom of the barrel. I'm trying to do my routine without cursing. I stopped and got me a Maxwell Street polo sachet on my way over here. Y'all familiar? It was good.
Love that meat.
You know, them onions were stinky. And I bit down in that pepper, and it was hotter than my vagina. I said, let me take it live. Hot, juicy vagina. Snapchat. Let's give it up for the 3160 Club for letting us have this. You know, hold on, I gotta look at my phone like everybody else. I ain't never did this, y'all. I normally have my stuff together, but when you can't curse, it's hard to tell a joke for me. Oh, Lord have mercy. Alright, I'm gonna tell y'all about one time I was drunk.
Just one time?
This one time that I was drunk. And the police happened to pull me over. And the police said, Miss, why are you driving on the sidewalk? I said, well, officer, I'm too drunk to drive in the street, and I don't want to get a DUI. Boom. Thank y'all. You know, I like to tell stories about myself, you know, like when I was growing up, you know, picture 1975, me skinny, 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was me. And I walked into the bar, and the man, he looked at me and said, oh my God, what is that fragrance you have on? I said, that's just the juice from my vagina. I call it coochie juice.
Yeah.
So I walked on a little further. He didn't have enough. He came back at me. He said, baby, I know you're tired because you've been running through my head all day. So I just looked at him. But he set me up. Y'all turned up, we were setting up. He bought me a pint of gin and a bowl of ice. And after I had drunk a couple shots of that gin, I decided to shake my booty. And I was shaking it and I was turning like I was having sex and stuff. So he said, ooh, baby, do fries come with that shake? But now he drunk and getting on my nerve. So finally he looks at me and said, baby, you're so fine. I'll drink your bath water. I said, go right ahead because I peed in it. We've been together for 20 years, girl. The moral of the story, put a little pee in that water. It's a joke, I ain't that nasty, but
Yeah.
you know, after being with the man for 20 years, you know, he still wanna have sex like we used to, you know. He on top, bending over. But do the math, I'm 60 something, he 80 something, that's over 150 in the bed. So he told me I had to bring something to the table because he's bringing something to the table, y'all, and he brought me a Snickers.
Oh.
When I unraveled that Snickers, I said, ooh, baby, it reminds me of your penis. It's big and black, and it's full of nuts and con. So it's my turn to bring something to the table. So being the original THOT that I am, I went straight to Victoria's Secret and bought me a thong. It was all up the crack of my butt. So I'm going to dance with my man. So I went to dance and it got good to me and I went to drop it like it was hot and boom, I farted. Turned around, my man had passed up. You know what happened. It's hard doing jokes without a curse and FCC.
Where's our freedom of speech?
Yeah, I want to say F-U-C-K one time, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to try to be a good girl on this. You know, I really try to make my comedy about sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my white friends. My black friends, they be like, really? But it's the sex I don't have, you know, and the drug Vicodin I take for the pain in my knee. Make me rock till I roll over and go to sleep. So I went to the doctor about the pain in my knee. You know, doctor can always find something wrong with you, right? He gonna tell me my vitamin D was low. I said, I know it is, doc, because I ain't getting none. He said, why do you say that? I said, because I've been suffering from this disease called EBS. Some of you might have it. It's called empty bed syndrome. Doctor wanted to know how I got that. I said, I got an STD. I had to stop teasing them. They told me I can't say Richard.
She can't say Richard.
No, yeah, you can. You can.
No, I don't want to say that because y'all got me not cursing. Now y'all want me to curse.
No, we just want you to say Dick, that's all.
Dick. That's all. But you know, I like to talk about the cell phones and stuff, you know. I find that when I go back and I read my texts, if I got some misspelled words in here and I know my friends have talked about me, I just go ahead and delete the whole post. I'd be like, forget about it, you know. Like y'all ain't never misspelled no words.
All the time.
Well, I'm the only dumb person in here. You know? And then, you know, again, thing about the cell phone and stuff. You know, some people take it too seriously. You know how you might comment on something and you don't say that person's name, but they feel like you're talking about them because you say you brush your teeth in the morning. How is that talking about you because you don't brush your teeth? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just I block people.
Yes.
And not the old-fashioned way in the 80s by taking the phone off the hook. I just block them off my phone. Because I'm too old to argue with people on Facebook about stuff that I don't care about.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to have a good time on Facebook. You know, because I'm not playing with myself as much as I used to. I'm playing Candy Crush and stuff like that, you know. So, I don't know how much time I got, but I'm sleepy as I don't know what.
One more minute.
One more minute. Y'all know I'm finna retire.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm tired of hearing other people's problems. And you know I turned 62 on my birthday. I'm gonna be 62. My cousin turned 55. And she had to have a pacemaker put right here. I'm gonna get mine down by my vagina. Keep it pumping. Keep it pumping. And before I go, y'all know Thanksgiving is coming up in a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite holiday, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I went to the tattoo parlor, and I said, Mr. Tattoo Artist, can you put me a turkey on my left inner thigh with all the trimming? But on my right inner thigh, I want you to put me a Christmas tree with all the trimming. And he did. And he just stepped back and he said, whoa, Miss Chevy, I never question people about where they get their tattoos or why. He said, but it's puzzling me. Why would you get a turkey right here and a Christmas tree right here? I said, for one reason. I'm tired of my old man saying there's nothing good to eat between Thanksgiving and Christmas, y'all.
Yeah!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And turn it back over to Thomas.
Jimmy, Debbie, everybody, give a round of applause. Yes. Woo. Say her name. Shabba Dabba. All right, our next comedian, her and I used to go out and party. I had to actually apologize to her when all these sexual harassment claims came out, because there was a night her and I went to an open mic and we met a gentleman who was named after a vehicle, Ford. Was it Ford or Dodge? Anyway, he went with us to the next open mic and he made my car a stick shift as he tried to pet Kate's kitty.
Whoa.
Since then, Kate and I no longer party like we used to. She's now in AA.
Yep.
It's okay, I'm a firm believer, life's too short to stay sober. Give a round of applause for Kate Cullen.
All right. Okay. Give it up for Tommy Bottom. Say Give it up for all of you for supporting this show. You guys rule.
Y'all.
And I'm not sure what the FCC rules are, but I hope I don't break them. Or I hope I don't get caught breaking them, something like that, because I don't run that fast anyway. But yes, I used to do a lot of drinking in my day. I've drank with many of you people in here. Had to stop though, because now I respect myself, or I don't know. Recently, you guys, I went on my first sober date. First one in forever. You'd be so proud of me. It was the first time ever that I went on a date that didn't end up with me sucking Richard in a bathroom while my date waited for me at dinner.
Oh!
Yeah, I was really proud of myself. Now, I am in a 12-step program, and those are the only steps I do are my 12 steps, because it's like, I'll tell you right now, no exercising going on. And as for my sex life, well, only 3 ways I'm having any more with Ben and Jerry. Yeah, Ben and Jerry, But I tell you, I'm getting old. I know I'm getting old because the other day I went to press the snooze button on my alarm clock and it made me short of breath. It's like really, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even handle sex anymore. But the last time I did have sex, I had a little fella come over to my house and I farted during sex. Twice.
That's sexy.
I farted twice. And what's sad is that I was, right before I did that, I apologized to said gentleman because I farted during sex the last time we were together. I said, don't worry, this time it won't happen again. Apparently he likes it, because it smells like jasmine, because I'm that awesome. And but I know I'm getting old because the thought of sex just makes me tired. I'm like, Chevy, how are you and your old man do it? I just turned 50 recently. I'm like, oh my God, that's just way too much work. I can't even hit the alarm without shortness of breath, But the good thing is, if you ever want to get down with this old lady, you don't even have to give me roofies. You don't. Because I'm so lazy, I'm just going to lay there while you do your thing anyway. And I'm starting to get the onset Alzheimer's, so I'm not going to remember it. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's onset Alzheimer's, or maybe it's the ADHD, or maybe it's all the pot I used to smoke, and I'm still stoned. In fact, even though I haven't had a drink in 5 years, I'm probably more wasted than half this room. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, in fact, if anybody's drinking some Jack Daniels, I just want to smell your booze right now. I just want to smell some liquor. Maybe even just smell some weed, just a little hint. You know what I really would like a whiff of, though? Your cocaine. Yeah, just a little sniff. I'm not trying to use it, I just want to smell it. When I think White Christmas, I think now we know how Santa stayed up all night making them toys.
Amen.
Yes, now we know why Rudolph's nose was so red. It wasn't a birth defect, it was cocaine. That's why he was driving Santa's sleigh. Santa's like, yeah, I see what your nose is all about. I need some of that. I got a long haul tonight, you know. Got to get these kids their presents. Yeah. White Christmas. You thought Bing Crosby was talking about the snowman. And speaking of Christmas carols, Frosty the Snowman. No, it was not an actual snowman. He was the coke dealer. Ooh. That's why he was getting chased by the cop. It had nothing to do with crossing a traffic light. It was about dealing on the corner. Hello. He got old Karen all turned up in the 3rd grade. Whatever. Frosty. Must have been some magic in that old silk hat, you know. Yeah, but I don't do those things anymore. Like I said, I'm in one of those 12-step programs, and one of the steps involves us doing amends. You know, we have to say we're sorry to the people that we've harmed for the horrible things that we've done to them. And, you know, I've done some horrible things to some people, but there is a part of me that has a hard time because I've been blackout drunk since 1993. Like 1993 to 2013. There are people I don't even know whose cars I probably puked in. You know, it's like, how the heck am I supposed to say I'm sorry to all these people? I think I'm just gonna have to buy TV ads or like banners on a computer. You know, just say, you know, have a picture of me that says, "Do you know this woman? She's sorry." You know, maybe have an email address that they can call, you know, write to our number they can call, like, "Hi, I'm Kate. I'm sorry I hurt you. What was your name again?" "No, sorry I slept with you. What was your name again?" Actually, not only should I do amends, I should do your welcomes for all of the ugly people I probably had sex with while I was drunk. Yeah, that's just kind of how I roll with that. But the holidays, as we know, are here. And I'm just going to end up by telling you guys I love the holidays. I have huge parties. My family hates me, though, and they get me horrible holiday gifts. One year, my sister got me a bottle of wine and some wine glasses and a Black Swan on DVD. You just add the razor blade and the sleeping pills. You've got your own do-it-yourself suicide kits. And the year after that, my other sister got me a carbon monoxide scented Yankee Candle. Yes, some of you were there when I lit that thing. Yes, it's true. And when Trump got elected, you guys, I was going to light my candle because I wanted to do it. So I took my little Yankee candle. Yes, it really does smell like carbon monoxide. Took it into the bathroom. Took off my clothes. Put the closed off the vents and stuff. Looked in the mirror and I said, "No, I will not be found dead naked in that bathtub. Not before I lose at least 50 pounds. That's right, because when those hot paramedics find my body in the bathtub, I want them to at least consider necrophilia. I'm Kate Cullen, that's my time. Give it up for all of you. Thank you, Thomas.
Round of applause for Kate Cullen. She is part of A&K Productions. That is the 3rd Friday every month here at Shakers, 3160 North Clark, right off the Belmont Red Line, Brown Line, Purple Line stop. Kate, you mentioned fart jokes, and as a gay man, I don't do toilet humor because that's an occupational hazard.
Oh.
And Kate, I am just I'm too high maintenance. I'm too vain for hardcore drugs. Like I can't do cocaine because I feel like hell the next day, and I look horrible for a week. I don't do meth because the side effect of meth is bad skin. My nickname in high school was Freddy Krueger. Another side effect of meth is that you lose your teeth. Yeah, I have a big gap in my front teeth. There's already certain men I can't date. Our headliner tonight, she is also part of A&K Productions. They do the comedy show here every Friday at Shakers, 3160 North Clark, right off the Belmont stop. She is my co-conspirator that when I said, hey, let's go sing Fire and Desire, she said, yes, let's do this. I think it was revenge because the side of beef that she was really admiring, he bought me a drink. Give a round of applause for Anna Marie Long!
You scammed on my trade.
Oh, he was married!
You scamming my trade. Well, see, that's what you get for scamming my trade.
I don't know that woman.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, Thanksgiving is day after tomorrow, and you know what? It's a time of family and fun and all of that, eating a good bunch of good food. But mostly what I do on Thanksgiving is I find out who all the ugly babies in my family are. You know, I mean, because it's a bunch of them. Some people always having babies and coming over on Thanksgiving with this new ugly baby, right? And there's an ugly baby test, guys. Take it to the oldest lady in the room. If she says, oh, look at her eyes, look at her hair, look at her little nose, she's just perfect. Oh my God, she's beautiful. Your baby pretty. Okay, but if if the old lady says, oh, you got him dressed nice. Odds are you're going to have to keep that kid dressed well and educate him. Because that's an ugly child you got on your hand. And then, let's talk about the pretty kids in the family. Because there's some pretty kids. I got some pretty kids in my family. The prettiest little girl in my family, she's about 5 years old. She's about this big. She got pigtails. She dumb as fuck. She dumb. She's so stupid. And she don't know none of the lyrics to the songs that she sings, right? So she was singing Bruno Mars. She was like, 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so cold. Look out. Put your pinky finger in your nose. What you trying to do? Like, teach the little dumb child some lyrics. Bring her over here on Thanksgiving again. You got your little dumb baby dressed real good, though. It's important, you know, especially if your child is stupid. Keep them dressed good and hope they're pretty. I was a well-dressed child because I was questionable, all right? I was tall, skinny, I had glasses and braces, and that look wasn't esoterically correct when I was a child. In short, I was ugly. You know, I didn't know that I was ugly because they just told me I was smart. You know, so I was like, I'm smart. Yeah, but you ugly. It kind of went like that. Anyway, I grew out of that and started stealing boyfriends to prove how ugly I wasn't. But there's some things that came out of that. You know, a sense of who I am and how I like to have sex. All right? And I'm 54, so, you know, she been around the block a time or two. She done sat at the rest station a little bit too. And she maybe tasted the rainbow.
Oh!
And it was delicious, let me tell you.
Oh yeah!
Except Asian. Asian isn't very fulfilling. Or so I've been told.
You're around the wrong Asian.
Well, you know what, that was so terrible. Anyway, I have no life, so I spend a lot of time on Facebook. But what I'm mostly noticing are these hashtag bandits, all right? I'm talking about the guys that make a one-sentence statement and have a paragraph-long hashtag, you know, which only leads to one conclusion for me. They don't have a job. Because you sitting up figuring out hashtags. I got a hashtag for you. Hashtag I'm a loser. Hashtag I don't get much vagina. Hashtag I still live in my mama's basement, but I try to act like I'm taking care of her when really my wife got all my alimony. And so I'm living in the basement right here. And I have to go and rub ointment on my mother's back every day. Because hashtag I have no life. Hashtag that. Dummy. I mean, you know, I bet, and then there's some other things on the internet. Okay? I have a rich Nigerian cousin. You know, and he always wants to send me $7.5 million, and all I gotta do is send him $250 first. You know, and you know what? Every now and then I'm kind of tempted to go see if that works, but I'm like, nah, I ain't that stupid. It sound good, right? And then, you know what? I recently started trying to have sex, and I know you're saying trying, right? Like, how do you try to have sex? Well, it's when the person that you want to have sex with is just there and not necessarily knowing he's going to be the person you have sex with. That's how you try. Right? And so I tried to have sex with this dude, right? And so I kind of moved on him a little bit, right? And I touched him on his leg, right here, you know, on his thigh meat. You know what I'm saying? I touched him all up on his thigh meat. And I tried to make it warm, right? And it just wasn't happening for me. So I realized I better stick with the battery operated now. And then the last time I had sex, I want to tell you guys, heterosexual or straight, if you slip some Viagra on your partner, you need to tell them, all right? You need to tell them if you slip a Viagra on them, okay? Because I'm a good woman, right? My man took a Viagra. I want to make sure I got some friends on speed dial. I want him to take my lightweight. You know what I'm saying? I was like, girl, he done took that pill again. How long? Oh, okay. We're on about hour 4 right now. They say 7 is like the extended. Can you cover about the next hour and a half? You know, just take care of that for me. And then, you know, I think, you know, I think I'm Catholic. I know I'm Catholic. But sometimes there's a reason I'm Catholic. And you know what? Catholic girls spend a lot of time on their knees, right? A whole lot of time on their knees for Mother Mary and other things. Other things. Y'all slow. Anyway, you know, and I have 3 kids, so I didn't always spend time on my knees. I actually did have some kids, and then I swallowed their siblings. And
my
then,
girl.
you know what? I'm a champ. You know what I'm saying? I'm a champ like that. And that's when I realized something. You know how some people say, I forgot to feed my kids? You know what I'm saying? My kids fed me. I know I'm nasty. I know I'm nasty. I know I'm nasty. Oh, now you're giving me the light 'cause I'm nasty. No, but really, really, really. You know what? I'm 54, right? I'm a recent empty nester, right? And I'm really trying to get into this vibe of really having some real sex with something that's not operated by batteries. In the next, before this year is over. I haven't had sex this year. Really, I haven't had sex this year. It's kind of cringe.
Oh, wow.
I know. Like, how does that happen? But anyway, I'm imagining my next sexual encounter, right? Okay? When I was a young girl, my vagina was wet, dripping, right, ready to go every time. Look at me like it, and I'm ready to get down on it, get down on it, because that's what was out when I first started having sex. But now, I'm not ready to get down on it no more. There's some intent in my sexual endeavors right now, right? So you gotta smack it, flip it, rub it down, and now, since it's cold in Chicago, you need to pay my gas bill if you want me to have an orgasm. My name is Anna Long. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Anna Marie Long, everybody, give her a round of applause. Wow. She had her awakening to get down on it. I had my awakening to all the R&B abstinence songs. Janet Jackson, Let's Wait a While. Jermaine Stewart, We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off. Stephanie Mills, You're Putting a Rush on Me. Syda Garrett, I Refuse to Be Loose. Yeah, no. Give a round of applause to Mikey Chip tonight, filming everything. All our performers tonight, you've had Patty Vaccarella, Kate Cullen, Anna Marie Long, LaSalle, Chevy Debbie, Zach Zajac, Darren Marshall, Tim Weichenbaum, Oscar El Cuchillo Caraval.
Come on,
Fahal.
we're taking a group picture.
All right, you're standing in front of the camera, Chevy Debbie. Go ahead, come up here. And Anna Marie, I need to call you out. You say you don't like that Asian? I had to dump the last Asian man I dated. He was spreading the rumor that I was hung like a field mouse with a thing for Thai boys. And it was only 3/4 true. He was only half Thai. I'm Thomas Bottoms. This has been Bombs of the Barrel on Q4 Radio, AM 1680, Q4.org. Filming on Shakers at 3160 North Clark, right off the Belmont stop. We do this every third Tuesday of the month, and if you really like it, you can follow us, the radio show, every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Good night.
Get out here.
Go ahead, LaSalle, we're doing photos.
Yeah.
Can you see me? Can you see me? Ah.
Your storage is full.
All right, pay my bill.
Our storage is full.